In this video, we're going to be installing and testing the Reedy RT2007A Servo into the DC10 RC drift car. Never used these servos before. They tend to be powerful and fast for racing, but can they also be used for drifting? That's what we're going to find out here today. I'm going to be pairing it with the Reedy Revox gyro and using the Radiolink RC8X controller, all to see how it does in this drift car. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Troy. This is Roadside RC. You'll tend to find me bashing and crawling and drifting and racing, plus doing product review videos and how-tos. Let's get started by getting the servo out of the box. That is a very good looking servo. Look at that. I love the little milled pieces, full metal case, servo wire. Not a super long servo wire. I hope wherever you're placing it is near to the receiver, because otherwise that's not very long, but it looks absolutely amazing. Comes with the obligatory servo horns and things like that that you're probably not actually really going to use. At 6 volts, the speed is at already a 0.090. If you up the voltage, you can go faster than that, but I only ever run 6 volts on my drift cars because I don't want to fry the gyros. Torque is 17 kg, which would be absolutely more than what we would ever need with a drift car. But what we're really hoping for out of this servo is, of course, some really good precision, and with a small case, hoping that it's fairly lightweight. Let's get it installed. We're going to use some screws that came from the kit, factory kit, to install it in. I'm going to actually be installing it, I believe, with the spline to the rear, and that'll allow me with enough space for the lead here to get to the gyro output. I pulled this servo mount out just to discreetly show you it's really a tight fit, but it will actually fit just with enough space for the wire to come out of the back of the servo, but it is very, very tight. I was concerned that because how thick this servo mount is, that it may not actually let that wire come out of the back of this low profile servo, and then I'd have to come in here and notch it out, but it actually does fit quite well. The servo is just a little tiny, as it turns out, and so it makes things a little bit tighter. Servo bolts in very nicely. Looks great there on the chassis, but of course we need to fire it up. So I got the controller on. I'm going to slide my battery in, and we're going to go ahead and fire it up to make sure that that servo is centered before we put the horn on. With it powered on, we're going to just install the servo horn straight up and down. It requests a 3x10mm screw. Look at that. Steering is in the correct direction. Gyro is working correctly. We are in business. I am excited to give this a try. Let's get it down on the ground and actually see how this thing does for the first time. Servo appears to be, servo's nice and strong, nice and fast, does everything that we want it to do there. Okay, so the good news for this servo is that it appears to work just absolutely fine. No issues pairing up with this Reedy gyro. You know, sometimes certain race specific electronics and things like that don't work well with drift stuff. This works absolutely well. I was running all the way up. I ran all the way up to 85% gyro gain. No wobble, no nothing, no interesting twitching or anything along those lines from this servo. If you watched the Team Associated promo video, you would have seen a lot of kind of twitchiness in the front wheels. I believe it might be due to the gyro that they were running. It does not appear that it is due to the servo at all. So if you are curious about running one of these Reedy servos, don't fret, it will work just beautiful for you. I hope this video was useful for you if you've been considering using other servos that are out there. Now, I would note that this servo is not programmable, as near as I can tell. I did not see anything on the website for a program that you can download, you can change anything. So for the cost of this servo, I'm probably still going to recommend that most people run the Reedy RSST. You get the servo, you get the programmer, it's just very programmable so that it allows you to do more and a wider variety of things with the servo. Probably at the end of the day, for a lot of folks, that's gonna be the right way to go. I wanted to try something different. I get bored using the same components over and over again, and I am happy to see that there is another alternative out there in the RC drift world that works just fine. So I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any other questions about drift tech things, I have a playlist all for that. And if you want to know anything more about this Team Associated DC10 specifically, there'll be a playlist popping up over here to your right all about that car. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.